Hello and welcome back to Bet Talks. I'm Rick Godds and I'm joined by a very good friend of mine and also a second guest here at Bet Talks. Let's welcome to the show Miguel Francis-Santiago. How you doing?
Rick Godds, my brother.
Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure having you here at Bet Talks. And also we are live here for the 13th edition at Tech Tuesdays. How are you finding it?
Wow, the 13th over here. Huh? I love Dubai Tech Tuesdays. By Gordon Einstein and Rick Godds, and of course CM O'Connor, amazing people putting together a great ambiance for the innovators of the future to congregate, share ideas, network, on a weekly scale. And by the way, you get the creme de la creme here because, you and I, we kind of come from the world. I mean, Sigma obviously, and AIBC. It's been a great part of my life. In terms of events in Web3. Just after we did our first two events with Brock Pierce in 2018, Futurama Blockchain Innovators, I went straight to Malta for the inaugural Malta Blockchain Summit of 2018. That's when we met. And it's been an amazing ride ever since. So you get a lot of cool Token 2049 people here. Sometimes some execs from Binance come over. This is really a place to meet the innovators of tomorrow. Thank you for doing this.
No, but so I want to ask you a question. So we met back in Malta, 2018? It was around the ICO market time.
7 years
ago. So how do you see now the market change so much from sort of Malta times to sort of this blockchain island? Now Dubai is becoming this emerging tech sort of hub. How do you see the market changing, Miguel?
Well, it's exciting. We just finished a go-to-market campaign for a company called Earth Exchange, and that's tokenizing revenue streams of real-world assets, of carbon credits. It's an Abu Dhabi-based company, that shows a new way to invest into real-world assets that actually allow you to become a contributor and a stream of revenue holder of a real, tangible world asset, right? So the blend of utility NFTs and crowdfunding and Web3 and even the sustainable development goals, because Earth Exchange is all about carbon sequestering and allowing people to access the market of carbon credits, right, and participate in that. That's exciting, right? And here in the UAE, camels. I don't know if you've ever seen that interesting documentary on Netflix called it was an exciting documentary about there's a South Korean scientist that found home in Abu Dhabi and has cloned, the king of clones, his name is, right?
Okay.
The story of Mabruk, the renowned UAE camel whose legacy was revived through the power of cloning. This black, huge, 7-foot camel, super strong, was the star of the show among the racing community in the UAE, and he passed away. And the scientist that was looking for a new home, because South Korea was not really keen on that, found home in the UAE. And there's a whole cloning facility in Abu Dhabi that clones these camels.
And there is camel betting sort of happening within this?
So I know that there is camels selling. I know a few honorable Emiratis who really told me that this is like a car. A camel could be up to $3 million per camel.
But they do camel racing here, obviously in the UAE.
Of course, camel racing, and of course there's as I understand, I wouldn't say betting, but there's a certain amount of confidence.
There's agreements between different parties,
right, on who might win and what will happen if that particular camel might win. So we now created a Web3 version of that.
Oh wow! Okay.
A Web3 camel racing game, and we're waiting obviously for RAC to come alive, because that could be very interesting, blending the digital facilitated culture within the UAE camel racing with Web3, and potentially the world that's coming here, as you mentioned, in 2027, when the first land-based, casino is going to open up. So a lot of exciting stuff that now is seeing the two worlds blend.
Join parties.
Right, which is exactly what our good friend Iman Koulis has eventually done with blending AI and blockchain summit with Sigma World
and gaming together.
Right. And now we're seeing Dubai again being at the helm of that innovation, because the right people are congregating together to create that
100%
in the future.
So let's look at the facts. I mean, here at Bet Talks, we talk about everything from gaming / gambling.
By the way, it's super hot here today.
It is hot.
What's with the ACs today?
We talk about everything from gaming / gambling, crypto, everything emerging tech, mainly in the UAE. One thing you just mentioned then, the launch of the win in Ras Al Khaimah is a huge topic, which we do get a lot of insights. I mean, you've been around the gaming community for a long time. Now, what's your thoughts on gaming being regulated within the UAE come, let's say, 2027 or even before?
I think the UAE is known for taking the bull by the horns, right? For being at the forefront of regulation. And when it comes to crypto regulation, we've seen that with VARA, we've seen that with the ADGM, right? We've seen that with the two main Emirates of Abu Dhabi and Dubai coming together to really welcome the community and welcome. So I think that it's going to be literally a clone of that situation on the gaming front as it develops and becomes available here. It's going to be very welcomed. It's going to be regulated. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be good for business. It's going to be good for entrepreneurs to come over and use the opportunity, because Dubai has always been, UAE has always been about allowing the opportunity, right? Allowing people to come, show their technology, show their talents, and then be welcomed.
Absolutely.
And not be a part of a digital desert or digital scrutiny like we have in many other countries. Wink, wink.
Great.
So,
well, listen, Miguel. One last question, and before we wrap things up here, it's always great talking to you, and you always got so much great energy because obviously such a media background. The future is now.
I just love the fact that we both are stage people, you know. Like, and if you ever want to see this man live. In one of those amazing NFT art auctions that he does so incredibly well. Watch one of the Future Is Now films on YouTube, but the Future Is Now film blockchain, and within Malta, within the AIBC community. And we do have a lot of fiery rig gods doing the amazing things that he does.
We're raising funds for the Sigma Foundation, charitable cause, giving back to children, where Sigma are doing their conferences around the world.
With Keith Marshall.
Keith!
I love you.
So, fantastic stuff. Well, listen, thank you very much. One last question. You've been around the crypto blockchain sphere for years and years and years. Very good friend, I know, with Brock Pierce, a legend in the industry. Where do you see BTC in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, there's no doubt about it. And this is what Brock said. This is what our good friend Tufi Saliba said. One Satoshi is designed to be at least 1 cent, or maybe even 1/100th of a cent. Which means that one Bitcoin is going to cost anywhere between $1 to $10 million. That's just by design. So we're in for a bright future of digital currency, decentralized, frictionless, trustless currency adoption. And if you're not in the world of Web3 yet, you're missing out.
Absolutely. Miguel Francis-Santiago, thank you for having you here at Bet Talks. It's always a pleasure. Great energy, and enjoy here at Tech Tuesdays.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Some more Tech Tuesdays. Stay tuned to the future, because the future is everywhere.
Brilliant. Fantastic.